What's up guys, it's 5kbeats here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make authentic soul samples in just 5 simple steps. Make sure to stay to the end so you don't miss any gems in this video, and let's hop right into it. Okay, great. So the first thing you need to know about soul samples is you shouldn't do just an 8-bar loop. It's more about in the entire song. So when trying to make a soul samples, you try to fill the entire frequency range. So you try to make an entire song out of it. Great. So first, let's start with the foundation of our samples by using a piano. So in my case right here, I use this Noir preset. It's just a simple basic pure preset. I played this chord progression right here. I know that this looks kinda intimidating and complicated, but bear with me, it's really simple. So the theme right here is that we use one simple and very common chord progression for this type of samples. It's the 1-5-6 chord progression. So in general, after you have picked your scale, you just build some chords around the first note on the scale, the 5th note and the 6th note. So in my case right here, I am in F minor, so the first note is an F, okay? So afterwards, the 5th note of the scale is 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a C. So now we should build a chord around the C right here. And the 6th of the scale is afterwards a C sharp. And we build a chord around this one right here. And in my case, I did the same thing. So I built a chord around the 1st, the 5th and the 6th, as you can see right here. This note right here, I just put the octave up, so it's a different voicing of the chord, but it's the same chord. Great, and this is pretty much the foundation for the entire melody. Let me show you what this sounds like. Okay, as you can see right here, this is the foundation, and what I did on top of here is just a common and simple trick to make a melody a bit more interesting. So in general, you just take this chord right here, you duplicate it and you put it an octave up. Afterwards, you just take your scissor tool and you do it like this. And now you have... After I did that, I just took a simple drum break right here to give me some sort of direction. And as you can hear right here, drum break plays also every bar, okay? So every time there's a chord change, there's a kick drum playing in the drum break. That's very important. That means that everything sounds cohesive and it's meant to be together. After I got the drum break and the chord progression down, I wanted to add and focus my attention on the iconic soul samples. It's very difficult to make these ones from scratch without being a really good singer. By the way, I'm not. In my case, it's Elements of Soul, but you have another one, very good one. It's also from Carvey. It's soul vocals. And you got a bunch of really good soul vocals in it, live recorded by professional soul vocalists. But if you want a free option, just go to Splice. For real, Splice has a lot of free good ones. So in my case, I found this vocal right here that I matched with the key, and it sounds like this. And as you can hear, the vocal does the same thing, okay? It changes his voice, his tone, every bar. This is very important to make the entire soul sample more cohesive. So now let's get into the second and most important step for this entire soul sample is sound selection. So I started off by a piano because piano is really common in these vintage samples, but the second most common sounds that you can hear in these samples are organs. So this is by far the most iconic and most important part in these vintage soul samples. The organ pretty much plays the entire same thing, okay? As you can see right here, I'm taking my chord progression, copying it into the organ, and see, it's pretty much the same thing. So one really cool trick that to make the organ sound even better is to make these whiffs right here. So how do you do that? In general, if you can play the keys, just play the keys really fast. I can't do that. So what do? I in general pitch everything to the keys of D sharp minor. Okay, so we are in F minor right here. I in general pitch everything down to D sharp minor. And then on my MIDI keyboard, I just press all the black keys. And by doing so, I get all of these riffs right here, pretty much in key and perfectly authentic. So in general, the organ just plays the same chord progression as the piano, just with some little embellishments, as you can hear right here. So the next thing we can always hear in these soul samples are these strings right here. Okay, I just took the top melody out because I didn't want the strings to play that part. Really good with strings are also backing vocals and violins that play some accents here and there. And as you can see, the soul sample is coming along and it sounded complete as it is by now, okay? But we want to add some textures to it. So now let's get into the third step for making these authentic soul samples, is to add some accents and textures. For example, I added this brass right here, just to play in every beginning of each chord change. Afterwards, imagine the guitar is a really important instrument back in the days as well. So I want to add these guitar slaps. So in general, there's a bass missing, so I added this one. So great, so now let's get into the fourth step for making this type of samples, is to add some embellishments. So we already did the embellishments before, so now I want to emphasize some more. So in general, I added this glockenspiel that we always also got back in the days. Now we just need to do one more thing. So the last key aspect, and it's a really important part for this vintage soul samples, is to add different sections to it. And that's what I did right here. So the first section is the section with the vocal. The second section is the section with the guitar solo. So I got different sections right here, and I added the second section with just the piano, the organ and the bass. So yeah guys, these were the 5 steps for making these authentic vintage soul samples from scratch. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found some sort of value in this video, please leave a like, comment what you have learned and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos in the future. Let's see each other in the next one guys. Bye.